Okay, hey guys, I am back. Did the gables up there, little triangles. Did those without you. So the sheathing is completely done. Did them on both sides. I'll show you how I did that, but today we're going to be working on the roof. Let's go inside for a second. I'll show you. There we go. All right, so that gives nice perpendicular bracing. And the walls are just diagonal like this. So everything's done now. We're all trimmed up. And the inside looks like this right now. So now I just put up the very first piece on the roof. We're going to do a big deck on the roof, and then we'll do tar paper on top of that. And house wrap on the outside, and we'll be dried in, I guess, as soon as we get the windows in, which won't be too bad. I made a little bit more of a clearing over there. So I took out some more trees right there. I only had this little opening here, that one. So I took out a bunch there. We're gonna keep going with it, open it up a little bit. And these are usable trees. Down there I have a bunch of poplar trees that can be utilized. And I just dropped a bunch there yesterday. This is a wide angle lens right now. Let me switch over to the other lens. All right, there, that's what it kind of looks like through my eyes. So really nice blue mountains out there. But anyway, I got a bunch of trees down over here, some cherry trees, and there's more down below that I'm gonna need to clean up. But all right, let's get to work on the roof. I'll kind of go over with how I got started up there. Here's the boards that I'm using. I think they're about 15 feet long. That's one piece up there, and it almost takes the entire structure. So I laid that first one down. I'm going to take the circular saw, cut that off, and then put in the rest of that run. And I have those look like 9-footers or so. So those will be fill-in pieces, but that's what I'm working with today. This one looks lousy. I shouldn't even show that one. There we go. They're pretty clean. So they're in the kiln there at about 15% moisture content, which is good to take out and use. They won't shrink much more. So yeah, let's get rolling, guys. Let's put this roof on. Loving my new saw and saw stand set up here. I was helping Tyler with something, and he had this stand. He had it on his electric compound miter, sliding compound miter. But so I got the battery version because of where I'm working. I don't want to run the generator all day. This thing's great. It's a 7 1/4. I used it for all the sheathing. And the battery lasts pretty much all day. If you work all day long, you'll be able to just pop this battery, go charge it, bring it back the next day, or just bring 2 batteries. This is pretty great. A little 6-amp battery, off-brand. It's been fine. All right, let's cut this. All these are adjustable. Just make sure you're in frame here. Yeah, okay. So all these guys are adjustable. There's a little handle here, pops it loose, and then you could go out. Let me see how far that goes out. Each arm extends 42 inches, and it's pretty solid too. And not only that, you could slide this saw around wherever you want on this rail here, which is an additional 5 feet or so. Yeah, that's 5 feet. So 42 inches and 5 feet. I mean, it gives you quite a bit. These are nice 15-foot boards, and that went on there just fine. But anyway, if you're making smaller cuts, you could pop this little guy up. If I had a bunch of that cut that I just made to do, you could get it on your saw, bump it up against there, like so, and zip, 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 and you're done. So really nice for doing studs and things like that. Everything's adjustable too. These things can go up and down depending on your saw's height, and the saw itself slides around too, or it comes right off. If you need to quickly just take the whole saw off. Whoops. I had that clamped on the. If you have to take the whole saw off, it goes like that. If you need to just pop it on, there you go, ready to roll. And then you could loosen these grips and slide it, and it's close to this stop if you have some shorter runs to do. So nice setup, happy with it, glad I spent the money. I bought a cheap one of these that I used for a day, and I realized that these were all like out of square. It was like floppy, it wasn't holding things straight, it was awful. Not to mention that it had rollers here, so when you slid the board around, it had rollers. Good idea, but they were all wobbly, and I was like, geez. So I spent an extra $100 on this thing, and so far so good. I'm really liking it. So let's grab this in the circular saw. I'll meet you up there. Alright, we had a minimal penetration on the rafter. Alright, there's our first row. Call them a row, right? Why not? Our first run. So, what I did, let me show this for visual purposes. I ran a chalk line, but it's like, where do you start, right? On a ridge roof here, on the ridge, you don't want to cover the, you don't want to come up to the very tip. You don't want this covered. You want a little bit of a vent. So I gave myself 1.25 inches, somewhere around there, so that I could have a 2nd and a 3rd on top. Here, grab you. And still have a little bit of wiggle room for that ventilation to rise through the ridge and exit. That will be the ventilation system of the roof up here. So that's it pretty much. And what I did, I measured from the top of the ridge up here down, and same thing over there, and just pulled the chalk line. I didn't measure every one individually, just so that you average it out in case there's a little wiggle or whatever on the ridge itself. So compensation, really. And when you look down it looks pretty stinking straight. So wow, bugs just found me. Holy cow. What's the end here? Wow. 14. What the hell's a quarter? Right there. Alright. Okay. Oh, could use a cut, man. Here, let's get this on this side. Grab it down there. There's two modes on this thing. This nailer. You could push the, here, if you could see, you could push the trigger down. Well, not the trigger, the tip. You could push the tip down, wait for it to charge, and then fire once. Right? Or you can start by pulling the trigger. And as soon as the tip is depressed, it will fire. So you could do multi-shots or single shot if it's in this multi-shot function. Oh, man. Got to use some AC power for my little saw. I'll show you what in a second. Hi, Carmen. Wish you could help. All right, let's fire up the generator, and we're gonna get up there. And I got to cut something on the rafters a little bit, but I got a lot of this first roof done. I got about 3 more rows. All right. Whoops. Okay. On choke. Every time. All right. Over there somewhere. So I gotta cut these right here because it's protruding. Here's the rafter and here's the ceiling joist. There's like a little tiny wedge that I forgot to cut. My circular saw can't fit, and I don't want to do it with the reciprocating saw, so because there's a lot of them. All right, let's see what we can do here. All right, that's what I got to do. On both sides. Man, it's gonna be challenging getting all these. All right. I just can't climb up here and make that cut. I wish I could. I can't. I wish I did this like 4 rows ago. All right, I'm gonna move the ladder around a bit and get all these cuts so I could do the last 3 rows here. And then we're gonna have to line up all of these rafter ends. Probably snap another line or something, or measure away from the side of the building to a certain point. Like make sure it's all the same distance, and then make a new fresh cut. If I were to do this again, and I might do this on the house, I want to leave these next time just square. It's always just like an 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch off, and when you put your fascia board, you don't want it wiggling like that. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave them square, and then at the very end snap a line, and then just come with a level and make sure they're all perfect. That way you have a really nice fascia board. You're not going to have waves, and your gutter will line up nicely. It'll just be a much better finished product. All right, that'll work, guys. Not perfect, but that'll serve the purpose. I get up on the other side. Try to do this now while nothing's in the way. I just cowboyed the electric line. That was cool. Oh, that's not really level. Don't worry, Mom, I'm fine. I saw a wren hop in here yesterday and go in there, and I thought I saw a twig in its mouth, and I was like, oh man, it's building a nest. I better get that nest out of here and block it off, right? So I went and grabbed the nest and brought it up, and there's a bunch of little heads popped out at me. Okay, let's cut these off. I'll stick the camera down there in a minute. But it was funny, the wren came back, and as soon as I noticed there were birds in there, I just left it like up, right there. And the bird came back looking underneath the nest. It couldn't find the birds, so I pushed it back down. I was worried it abandoned it, but like an hour and a half later, came back with a grub, and they were going nuts. I'm all thinking, are they still in there? Hey, yeah, they're in there. Yeah, let me do this, and then I'll... They're looking better and better every one I do. This tree's just got to go. It's a redbud tree, and it's growing next to this big elm. It's that little one there. Probably gonna have to go, buddy. I don't want you making a mess of my roof here. Holy, I didn't like that. Get out of there. Yes, sir. All done. All right, let's see our little friends here. Are you? Yeah, I see them. See other little beaks. I don't know if that's coming in clear or not, but there's the little guys. How many are in there? I can't tell. 1, 2. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 of them. Man, my mommy's going to be busy trying to feed them. All right, well, hope you guys make it. All right, that's the left side. And then 8 foot 1/2 for the next one. You just stay there, Carmen. I'm glad you're comfortable, okay? Whoops. Sorry, honey. At least you're on your toes. You're okay. Hopefully, get this clamp out of the way. There we go. This bar clamp really helps out. Here, it's just That's a doozy, man. Well, it started raining. We're inside. One side is dry, and the other is not. And that's... Well, there's no tar paper on it yet, but it's looking pretty good. Hey, Maddie! Hey, don't be sad. It'll stop. Right, Carmen? Alright. Let's get a drink of water. It'll stop in a minute, girls. Alright, starting all over again. So I thought I'd share how I start. I do like going from the top, because this pitch is pretty, well, it's got quite a slope to it. So you want to measure from the ridge, right here on the corner, down on one of these rafters, 1 3/4. But you want to go to the very end, this side, and the very end over there, and then snap a line. That will, you know, average everything out. You don't want to measure each one and then go with it, because it's a way to correct your ridge if you do have a little bit of a wonkiness in your ridge. Okay. All right. Now let's just get something pointy. Screw will do. Let's get it at that 1 3/4 mark. That's enough to hold the chalk. Right here. We'll go down the other side. All right, let's try not to... Let's get it nice and tight, right on the line. And bingo. All right, nice red mark. So I will come, the very top of the first board is going to run exactly along that line. Keep it as straight as possible, and I'll just butt it up all the way down. That side came out good, this side should do the same. And I got my handy clamp there to make sure everything's tight in case there's like a crown or a bow in the board. So let's get to it. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to show you, here's some of that detail that I didn't show last episode. Here's how I did this. Now these are the horizontal boards on the outside, but these are the 2x4s that support those, and then I had to add this 2x2, just piece of cedar. I had it just laying around. It's nailed through this way to this rafter, and that allows the ends of the siding, or not the siding, the sheathing, to get nailed in, as you can see right there. So that's what that looks like. All right, let's get going. Let's try to get some boards up here. That one's looking pretty snazzy. Slight crown this way. We can straighten it up as we go, though. $14 on the nostril. I like about this square that you can move it, like the tooth, you can move it to, like, if I made my mark here or if I made it up here, you could move this saw, slide it so that that tooth that you're referencing, well, 14 feet that way. But hey, you know what you could also do? For these long pieces like this, you could take the whole saw, slide it down to here so you have a little extra room. All the way down here. Let's see if that would still want to tip that way. No, see, hands free, it lays flat now. So that's pretty cool. Oh, tripping. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. All right, let's get this leaning up there. Okay, we'll grab the rest up there. All right. All right, nice and straight. First one's up, guys. Hey, Maddie. You having fun? Carmen, what's up, girl? All right, we got wood. Brought some more 1x6s up. Have them all over the place. And I also brought up another tool. It just made a cut. Yeah, baby. Got me a Meg today. Right, Meg?
Yeah.
Give me a fist bump. Yeah! All right, Meg's going. I'm up on the roof and Meg's handing me boards. We're on this side. Meg's doing good. I'm barking out the dimensions and she doesn't stop moving. She's just going. Good job, Meg. High five. Ready?
Wow, that was an awesome high five.
Wasn't very satisfying for me. It caught me right here. I mean, it was okay. All right, did a couple things without you guys. Look up there, got the tar paper down, asphalt paper, felt paper, whatever you want to call it. It's the underlayment, which goes on top of the roof boards. I have some extra 1x6s there. I'm gonna rip down 2.5 inches, and those are going to be the horizontal boards, probably every 24 inches on center, we'll see. I couldn't reach the very peak, but they are fastened up there by these roofing nails, which are in this green bucket. Hey, Carmen. What's up, honey? Carmen's trying to stay in the shade, stay cool. So these plastic cap nails are 1-inch nails. And it's looking good in here, guys. Looking good. You can see some light on that side, right? But you can't see it on this side because of the paper. So, all right. We got a bunch of these. Looks like I need some more in my tool belt. And I'm putting them on, what are they? I think they're every, I don't even remember the spacing. I got them like every 4 inches along the outsides. It's hard to show you up here. Here, let me get you up the ladder real quick. Okay, so on the edges and the outsides and where they join, they're 6 inches. And then everywhere else, those, and those. That would be 12 inches apart, maximum. So I could not reach all the way up there. I will at some point. Maybe when I get the horizontal slats on here, give me something to step on, because this is just, I even had my my turf shoes on. You could see some of the imprints, my baseball turf shoes, or who am I kidding? Softball, really, because I'm a softball coach. I had those on and they were barely, like, look right here. This isn't ripped or anything, but you could tell there's a little bit of resistance from the paper there. So just a little battle scar from my shoes. So I cannot stand on this roof, and I got pretty good roof legs. I cannot stand on this roof without slipping, just standing still. All right, here's what it looks like. This end is up. It's got some lines for guidance. I'm just cutting off the tag here. Probably don't have to, but I do. And then we're gonna get it up there and struggle with it until it's safe and put a couple nails in and get rolling. Ha! I didn't even mean to say that. Dad joke. All right, let's try to not make a mess here. I'm just gonna cut off this paper. Oh man, this stuff does not smell good. So this is 30 pound. It also comes in 15, and it also comes with a self-adhesive, which I did not think was a good idea. I like being able to get everything perfect and then just nail it down. I got 2 little nails in. I'm gonna zip it along to the other side. Watch how annoying this is. That just holds it so I can move the ladder. There's no other way to do it. It really is, unless you had a friend. I don't have friends. Feel the burn. All right, guys, next I'm going to put in all the nails all the way across, lay down a second row, do the same thing, and then the third. So let's get some nails in. Now those are by no means 6 apart. They're like 4, 3 maybe. Yeah, they're like 4 inches apart, 4. Damn, I'm pretty consistent. All right, so those are like 4. 12 from the bottom. Put me in the middle of that. Let's do one here. I'm just gonna do 1, 2, 3. Let's do all 3 at 12 apart. What I mean by that is we got this stripe, so we'll do 12. That's at least 12 here to here. We'll do the same thing going up. Up here. Then we'll go all the way down. $12 inches apart. Leaning over quite a bit here. Okay. That went right through. I don't want to take that out though. All right, and then the next one, when I get the next roll on top, it's gonna hang over 4 inches and we'll do every 6. What do you see, Carmen? You got a squirrel? All right, good girl. Okay. All right, let's move down a little bit. That's good. That's good. Let's move down. That's a deer. Hopefully, don't. Where's that deer? He's barking at you guys. Hey, be careful. Hey, get over here. Come. Oh, one day, guys, there'll be a nice house here. Kind of gives you the picture. Come here. You protecting us? Come here. Good girl. Good girl, honey. Good girl, Maddie. All right, come on, let's go. Hate when you hit a knot. See, look, guys. I'm just standing still. Look at him moving. See him moving? It's challenging. It's tough to do this. Get a little... Ooh, I didn't even think about this part. I could do it from right here. Get up over the ridge and there we go. I could just sit on the ridge and hammer these in. This will be all right. All right, so the metal roof is going to mount right to here. That's going to give us an air gap between the roof and the metal itself. The metal gets sunlight, it gets hot. You don't want that heat transferred to the wood, so that's what the air gap's for. So that's 1 inch by 2.5 inches. We got them 24 inches apart, and this allows me to actually walk around up here. Try to be careful, not scuff it up too much, but it allows me to get up here and actually grip onto something with my feet. How's it going, Meg? Good?
Yeah, I got it.
Well, you could do 3 more for the very top.
Okay.
Good job, Meg. Look at Meg, she can't watch me. Right, Meg?
Nope.
Makes her nervous. Meg, at least tell me you love me.
Of course I love you. That's why I can't look.
All right. That part's done, Meg. guys, you just missed the most epic chalk throw.
I'm so bad at this.
All right, Meg, just aim for my head. Like, you got to throw it above so it curves. Come on.
Ready?
Yeah. All right. Hey, that a girl. You could take it on the board. Yeah. Good job, Meg.
Yeah.
Holy. All right. That's the one time you don't want to get yourself a Meg. All right, good. A little easier, geez. All right. I got you. This is the one I want. Can you slide that up to me at all? Keep coming. A little bit more. Got it. All right, this. It's gonna be our ridge. It looks great. Looks like a black ridge. I mean, should we drill through the ridge into the board and accomplish that top pass?
All as one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should. All right, well. See, and you can bend this in more too. You're supposed to bend it in, like to match your slope.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Let me get to the edge, to the tip. I'll see how it looks when I do that. See, matching up with the slope. And those pieces are 2.5 inches. Yeah, that's where we're at. Go like that, maybe. All right, I'm just gonna... Yeah, I gotta come up and in a little bit. All right, I got an idea. Good. Thank you.
So you know where you're going?
Yeah. Just gonna follow.
Yeah, I would say the best way to do it, John, is do the top of the roof panel while also doing the...
Yep. I'm with you.
You don't have to go back up there at the end and do the roof.
Yep. We're cooking with fire now. Hey Meg, when you lived in Connecticut, did you ever see a show called Biker Billy Cooks with Fire? Oh, I wonder if there's any of those on YouTube. He did this cooking show out of New York City. I used to record him and watch him. Yeah. If you wanted the recipe, you had to mail a self-addressed envelope too. This one's a little long. I have to trim these up, Meg. Pulled back on those. Yeah, baby. All right, one more side. We gotta do this to the other side. Not gonna film that because why would I? I could just redo this. Meg's down there somewhere. Next part, metal roof, right?
Yeah.
All right. All right, guys. Beautiful day here in Virginia. The birds are chirping. We got partly cloudy skies. Maddie and Carmen are hanging out with me. Yesterday, went ahead, got the plan together, started the first panel. Here's the panels I got. I'm cutting these down to 100 inches. They're 120 inches, so 10 feet. And just to remind everybody, we are doing a black on black on black on black structure. Everything's black. We decided that a long time ago. House is going to be right there, and that's going to be black too. All right. We just want it to blend in with the woods. Thought black is a really nice looking presentation, nice structure. Okay, so let's get up there, show you what's going on. Actually, Carmen, you all right, honey? Oh, Carmen's not feeling great. She got some shots. Right, Carmen, you got all the immunity stuff. All right, we're gonna need our circular saw and our impact driver with the bit for those screws. I got 3 of these. These are the seals that you put underneath the metal panel. I don't know if you can see those, but they're adhesive on the bottom, and then they block the ribs. Let's see, nothing else, I don't think. Okay, I think we're good to go, guys. Let's get up here. Don't know where Maddie went. That's all right, she'll be back. Oh, there she is. She's across the way. See that little dot right there? She's probably having a private moment over there. All right, let's get up the roof. I've gotten my roof legs and been walking around up here easier. And these little, whatever you want to call them, they're not purlins. Are they purlins? I don't know. Whatever. They help me walk around. So first panel's up, and I did a lot of measuring yesterday, almost all day yesterday. And this is bad timing. There's a little gap in the trees here, which lasts for about 2 hours. And you get into full sun, so hoping for some clouds today. But anyway, up here, what I did is I measured off the edge of the roof, and each panel, it covers 36, but the panel is more than that, so you have to measure accordingly with the overlap and all that. So I measured 35.5 to here, and then I did corresponding marks all the way down and did the same thing on the bottom row there. Made sure everything was squared up perfectly. Ran a chalk line here, down to there, down to there, down to there. That way when you set a sheet down, you know it's going to be straight when you get to the other side. I'm starting on this side, and if I lay it out the same way, the stripes on the roof or the ribs should match up when you go over the ridge. So what I'm going to do, I have to measure where the screws are going. That's why I'm coming down here. Now, I not only measured all that, like the next, if you could look here. See this panel, there's a red mark there, and there's going to be a mark right there, and there's a mark down there, like it's perfectly straight. There's no bend in it or anything like that. It's as good as it's going to get. So the next one now gets installed over this. I'm going to continue down this way, and then I have these guides all the way down to check and make sure that I am perfectly parallel with this one. You don't want to go askew or anything like that. So not only did I do that, I also measured horizontally. So I went from left to right, and these boards aren't perfectly straight, but they're straight enough. But I wanted to get, like, from the top here, I measured down, I think it was 23.5 inches, and I did the same on the right side, and then I came and snapped the line, and we have a line now that goes all the way down. Okay, this board that I'm putting the tin roof into, and I know for a fact if I measure down that much and I put a screw, it's going to grab into some meat. And I want everything nice and straight when you look across. That's why I'm snapping these lines. Now, I know I don't have to, and I didn't do this before on the other shed that I built, but I think I'm going to go ahead and just pre-drill the holes before I put the screws into it. And the reason is, when you're up here and you're reaching over so much, it's hard to get that screw started. And a lot of times I'll pop the back of the impact drill, and I just don't like that. It's putting you in a vulnerable state on a steep slope. So I'm going to do a little bit of the work down there, and I'm going to pre-drill where all these screws are going. Now that I know, I'll be confident measuring down where they go. So, measuring from the top, now I added 2 inches. So what I want to do is just run this tape and just measure where all these screws are going. And I'm not going to screw the top or the bottom yet. I'll tell you why in a minute. But the rest is a yes. All right, I'm gonna write this down just so I don't have a goof up. All right, so at the very bottom, we're gonna have that rib. I'm gonna put that in when I'm done here. But I also don't have a fascia board. A fascia board goes up against here, and you see it from the outside. It's painted the trim color. And it's going to be the front of the ventilation box for the attic. I'm not putting that in yet, I'm putting it after. The only reason I didn't put it in yet is because I didn't mill it. So I have a tree down over there I'm going to go mill at some point and let it dry. Shouldn't take too long, but I want one solid piece to cover the whole thing. It's going to be an 18-foot log. So I need 2 pieces for that, and then I could drive that last row and shouldn't take too long. And then up top, I'm not setting those down yet because I have a ridge, a metal ridge, and that will get applied after I'm done with all of them. And we'll use that to put the final row in. So, with all that said, let's go cut some panels and get them up here. Try to get a lot done today. Set this down. I want to scratch it up. Alright, so I cut it upside down. So I'm using the factory cut. Using the factory edge for the drip edge off the bottom. Hopefully it'll all work out. And then the rough cut will be covered by that ridge. But you got to think about what side you're cutting. Let me see here. So that's the overhang. Okay, left side is going to be over. Okay. Yeah, you just got to double check. So overhang is here. I'm going to take this panel, put it up like that. That's going to be up on the roof. Okay. Just use some pencil marks along the straight sections, and I could eyeball it from there. There we go. Not bad. There's only 12 of these, so once you get into a rhythm, it'll be alright. Alright, got a metallic marker here, 25.5 from the top. So I'm doing the much debated, do you put it on the rib or do you put it on the flats? I'm a flat guy, because that's what the manufacturer directions say to do. So that's my advice. Whatever metal product you use, follow their directions. And 73.5. One on each side of the ridge, each rib I mean. About in the middle-ish. I mean, it doesn't take very long. This just saves you time up there. And you get a better result. So I think this is worth doing. Just gotta make sure it doesn't walk on you. That's the only thing here. Nice clean holes. Like this. Alright. Maddie really likes the quad. You want to get up there, don't you? Alright, you're just going to lay down right there. So Maddie rides with me right there. It's kind of fun. See, I'm lining up on the lines here. You know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to set it down like that. It could work. Lined up nice. Let's go. Get this one in there. Good. Now, just temporarily, let's put that in. That's nice and tight. Well, I'll tell you what, that went on a lot faster than yesterday's first panel with trying to punch every screw. That was definitely worth it. Seems like it takes longer, but it doesn't. All right, friends, here's where we stand. Roofing panels are on. Let's go around back. All right, and around back. There's the other roofing section. Okay, so that's all done. The next part, what we got to do, we got to come and put the edge rake on right here. Okay, after that's done, you put the ridge on and we finish off the fascia. Now, to do the edge rake, we need some trim. And that's what I'm up here today doing. It's come time to mill some poplar. And we have a lot of poplar trees up here that we're clearing out to enhance our view and to actually use the lumber. So it's a win-win. We're going that way. We're gonna have a really nice mountain view here. And I already dropped, there's a tree right over there that I'll show you in a second, but I dropped some smaller ones too that are just kind of like in the way, overcrowded. So here's the plan. I'm gonna get my big machine up here, the track loader, and I think what I'm gonna do is attach some tree saver straps here and maybe on this tree here, connect them together somehow with a chain, I imagine, and then put a pulley in between them. and then send the cord down the hill so I could pull the tree up this way with the machine. Having that pulley in between those trees will allow me to drive that way as far back as I need to go, pulling the tree up the hill, you know, this way. Then I can cut the tree and get it down to the mill and start milling our, well, our siding, our trim, everything. While the wood is drying, I'm going to get the window in, purchase and install the other window after the house wrap and the flashing and all that stuff. So I'll stay busy, but I need to mill some wood to get it drying. So let's get to it. All right, guys, I'm pulling up there. Where the hell's the thing? Can't see it through the screen here. The cord here is like right there. Cord's coming down. I have a pile of trees here. I dropped them all this way. That one's gonna go too, that tall one. And probably a good portion of what's in front of me here. I'm gonna start with a small one. Let's see. I mean, let's just start with a really small one. It's basically a twig, but let's see how this system handles it. And then we'll go up to a medium-sized one, another medium one maybe, and then that's right there, that's a bigger one. Let's test out our system first though. Let's choke it with the chain here. We'll double wrap. I could almost grab it out my hand, but I just want to test it. Whew. All right, back at the top, there's that thing. It's going to come this way. We're going to anchor it to the bottom of this tree and then put it on the back of the loader. I'm protected by the cage. So let's, and we'll drape a towel over everything because I don't trust that cord really. That goes through there. Hopefully I got another shackle. Aha! Okay. For once it paid off leaving something lay around in the dirt. All the way in, back off a quarter. That's what I do. Okay, let's put it on the machine. There's a to haul this machine somewhere, you would chain it down to a trailer right here, and over there there's like a D-ring. So we're gonna take a chain. It's pretty big too. All right, we're gonna take a chain. We're gonna sneak it through here. Yep. That'll do it. Okay. Okay, let's try that. All right, tree's gonna be coming up that way, guys. You are right underneath the pulley. There's my tree. Okay. Hopefully that's high enough. All right, well, I must say the concept worked. Here's my little guy up in the tree. One thing I don't like over here, it goes to that tree there, but it's too low. I wanted it really low, so you know that's where the strength is. But I'm going to come up a few feet so that it's not rubbing along the ground all the way over there where I'm driving. Unnecessary friction. So, all right, let's get this thing down, and then we're gonna have to reset. Oh man, I'm gonna be walking miles today. We're gonna try. I think the big one's clear. Let's try to get the big one next. Three wraps. Let's go cut the other end. stuck in the damn ground. Damn. That would have brought it up if it didn't bottom out. That's a long log. Holy cow. All right, pulley's up there, guys. It's a long log. Look at this thing. It's about 35 feet, I'd say. We can measure it after, but I wanted 18. I don't know how long it was when I cut it. Bottomed out right here when I was pulling it up the hill. I thought it would have been elevated at this point. That's why I did the whole pulley in the tree thing, but it bottomed out, and bummer. Put a lot of tension. I couldn't move the earth, so it just broke. And the machine broke that cable like nothing. But it's okay. Being that I had a pulley there and a pulley on the other tree, I figured if it breaks, it's not a big deal. I had a blanket on the other side, on my side by the machine, so. And I was inside with a helmet on, so I don't think I was in a lot of danger, but okay. Well, it tied itself a knot like I thought. I know you guys thought I was crazy doing that, but it does find itself. So now what? I think we might just use chains at this point. Let's get this sucker hooked up to the machine. I'll get the machine back over this area. We'll get a chain, we'll get the grapple, and we'll just baby this thing up out of here. All right, so you can see it broke. There's the broken end. And it came flying back right and hit this snatch block here. I'm driving, there's the machine all the way over there. And my blanket's right there on the ground. So I'm gonna leave that pulley there for the smaller stuff, get it up out of the woods easier. Maybe I just needed to go higher. I don't know. I mean, the higher you go, the more the trees are gonna like bend into each other, and you're gonna cause slack. So I don't even know if that's worth it. Jeez. That took a little longer than I thought. there's a curve on this thing right here. It ends here ish. Let's just measure from here. That's 30. "39 feet. Gosh. So, I was thinking when I brought this tree up earlier, why it bottomed out when I was trying to use this pulley. It's simple, really. The length of the tree. That's where I ran into an issue. If I cut this up down there and like only had 18, see this tree is like 39 feet long or something like that. So it was dragging and dragging, and it didn't have a chance to come up because it never got to that point. But if it was a shorter log, it would, you know, you'd pull it across the ground like this, and it would go over all the obstructions that were blocking me, including the ground. But I'll know that next time. I didn't have a good spot down there to cut this thing up. Because, you know, once you cut it, that's it. There's no undoing a cut. And I want to make sure I choose the proper sections to make these cuts. So I'm going to have a 9-foot section here that'll provide some of the boards on the rake edge, and then I'll have a nice 18-foot section. The reason I want an 18-foot section on this tree is to make boards across the fascia and for it to be seamless. I don't have to piece it together. It could just be one board all the way across that fascia. So we're doing the gables, we're doing the fascia. I don't know if I'm doing the soffit at all, but anything else that extra that I get out of the tree, I'll be cutting siding for the office structure. All right, Carmen, you're gonna have to move. Look what I got. Oh, I knew you were gonna walk on it. They love doing that. All right, Carmen, you good? You claiming the tree? I gotta cut it now, okay? This is definitely the longest log I've had on this mill. Step back, give you perspective. Look at that. That's a long log there. So I cut it like 18/6 or so. So we're pushing the limits to the mill. I think I can cut 20 if I really put it all the way up against the blade and then all the way at the end there. I haven't run the mill in a while. I'm gonna clean up around here real quick, get going for the day, and let's get this processed. Alright, we're still on the high side. 16%, which is acceptable. Carmen, you ready? Guys, a lot going on here. Since I cut that log, I have finished up. Those logs have been in here. Or the boards have been in here. They've dried. They've been taken out, and they're currently on a vehicle ready to head up to the house site. Those are the fascia boards, if you remember, for the exterior siding. The rakes or gables, those are in here drying. So we're going to finish up the edge rake. We're going to finish up the ridge on the roof. That'll be done, and then we'll move forward for the exterior house wrap and start doing the siding and stuff like that. Behind me, this is everything I milled. We have over 100 boards here of 1x7s. These are the boards, and I'm ready to cut the battens too. So I just checked it with the moisture meter. They still need a little time to dry. They're around like 16%. I like it a little bit lower than that for this species. So if you've made it this far, this was a long one. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed hanging out with me and just kind of spending some time in the woods. More of that to come. We have so much more, including like what flooring we have chosen. There's going to be a lot of milling, so don't feel like you missed out anything here. I'm going to be taking down quite a few poplars and milling them and drying them and getting a whole production going for the entire house. So that's coming. And anyway, thank you guys for watching. I will see you on the next one. Take care. Here's the stuff I'm using. APCO number 30. I didn't want good protection, I just wanted standard protection. Alright, loving the new saw setup and the hell you call this thing? Arm leg thing. Table? Holder? Board holder? The hell you call this thing? Weird looking friend? Don't even. Oh, you turd. Oh, man. Oh, man. Jerk! Ah! Don't do it, John. Don't do it. Don't climb up like that. Mm-mm. What the hell? What am I going to do now? No, it won't. If it falls, it'll slice me in half. What are you saying?